working? No? Is it not working? Ah, my mic! I'm not late! I'm not late! Is it not working? Is it not working? Oh, it is working. I'm not late! I'm not late! I have a hole in my sock. I'm very upset. Anyway, how's everybody doing? You doing okay? Buenos noches, sour. Buenos noches, sour. Right back at you. Everybody hanging in there? Good. Good. Are you crying? A little bit? A little bit? You're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right. I've heard of people ricing their cauliflower, like making it like... You can't see my hands! But you know... Hold on. Why is the door open? Okay. I'm back. Door was open. They could hear me go... I was like, what the fuck? Anyway. Everybody's okay? Everybody's okay? We're gonna play Higurashi. We're not gonna do any kind of talking about anything, but I will say this. Before I started, I got a cup of water here. And I'm thinking to myself, this water, where did it come from, you know? Because water is recycled on the planet, right? Right? And if water's recycled on the planet, that means it's from places I don't want to go on the planet, right? Could it potentially be from places that I don't want to swim in? Please tell me, chat. It's okay. There's more water on Europa, Jupiter's moon, than on Earth. Yeah, but I can't drink that. I can't drink that. Okay, question mark. Okay. Every sip has a little china in it. Is that true? Is that true? Oh no. Oh my god. Everything has water in it though, from like... Oh my god, hold on. Everything has water in it. Cleaning agents have water in it. Everything. Energy drinks, soda pops, fucking candy, chips, fucking watermelons. Everything has water. I don't want to drink the candies. Arigato. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, I want some. You betcha, that's right, thank you. All living things have water in them. Yes, in them. But not out of them yet. Am I... No, I'm not drinking. I can't be drinking. We're 75%. Why every time I hear that, the number goes down? Is it because we're all drinking less water or something? First I heard it was 95, then I heard 85, then I heard 80, then I heard now 75. Is it just going down? What the fuck? Is it 5% microplastics? It's 99. Are we 99 water? A woman's body is composed of 45% to 50%. How the fuck do they know that? How the fuck do they know that? They don't know that. 99% water. While a man's body is composed of 55 to 65% water. Haha, there's more Ganges than you. But like, I don't understand how they did that. They juiced people. come up with these numbers? Ah, my mic. Hold on. Let me make it comfortable. So I can actually, like... So I can actually, like, sit here and be cool. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Ethically sourced human water. Do you think that's gonna be a thing in the future? Maybe that'll be a thing where people they'll collect their like perspiration or whatever. They'll collect them because the water outside our bodies is too nasty, but the water inside us is better, and then they'll just collect it and we'll drink our own water or something? Is that gonna be fancy water that's just collected from only the finest of... Dude, it's inevitable! You're right! That is just... Wait. No, never, no. Okay, that's better. But yeah, I was thinking about that as I was getting the what? Shut the fuck, Streamline, shut the fuck up. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, where does this water come from? He drank his own piss in Waterworld. Waterworld is a fucking wild ride. Oh, thank you, beautiful. Or as they call you on YouTube, IDK, bruh. Thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. You didn't have to do that. But you did. No refunds. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Now we're going to play Higurashi. We drink water, we piss it out, and eventually it gets into everyone else's bodies. No, it doesn't! Stop! Stop that! No! Oh, my God. It's because we were talking about India and the river. So you're telling me a little piece of India is in this cup right now? That has to be a lie. Oh, fucking hell. Please, God, let it be a lie. Please, God. Please. Please, God, let it be a lie. Okay. Well, let's start this Higurashi. It's in the water. Shut up. Shut up. Such exotic water. Oh no, continue. So if you don't remember, I was talking to the doctor over here, and the doctor was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna help you. You just stay here, Keiichi. You just stay here. You're totally not crazy. And then he went to the other nurses and he was like, hold him down. Just wait here. I'm gonna drug him. So yeah, the doctor betrayed us. He doesn't believe that we actually murdered Satoko's uncle, but I believe it because I was there. You know what I don't believe though? I don't believe that little brat Satoko. I want to see if he's actually alive. I don't believe her. Let's go.
If I couldn't win against them, then there was only one thing left to do. Run. Adrenaline suddenly rushed into my brain and my body. And my body started to move with keen instinct, like it had on that night. My surface temperature quickly cooled, and the transmission...
I always want to say routes. Roots? Is it routes or roots? Routes?
The transmission routes between my cells enlarged.
Roots? Routes? Router?
Using 360-degree visual information, I searched for an escape route. I would open the window behind me. Outside was a parking lot. There were no cars. A little beyond there was the bicycle I had taken to get here. I determined that this would be the quickest method of escape. I approached the window swiftly, but with little sound, to raise as little suspicion as I could.
Oh, where's the music? Gosh darn it! I'm sorry! I'll read Detective Live's thingy. Oh, wait. I'll read what we got. I'll rewind it. There we go. And nobody told me until later! Baka!
At dusk, Blight became a pool boy.
You just want to gaslight me about water. Yeah, broccoli is better. Next one. I did tell you, I did not read it. That means you didn't.
The most wickedest sawagrapesama. We are going back to Wisconsin. Oh boy, time to get more cheese curds and some brats. Here
I want some cheese curds, bro.
Hinami Java too. You betcha.
Broccoli is gross, am I a child? Yes. I did too. I forgot this game had music. And I don't know if I like this one. I think it's called fascism or something. Whatever.
With the speed and silence of a shadow, like I'd had on that night, I chased her uncle. I unlocked the window and opened it up. A cool evening breeze wafted in. I gotta sit up. I stuck my head out and looked over the parking lot again. Nobody in sight. No need to hesitate.
Let's see if my mic wants to cooperate today. It does. No, it doesn't. It immediately went down. Stay still. Stay still. There, it's staying still. Everybody stay still. Why does she sound like a prepubescent boy? Because I'm voicing one. Baka! This is Higurashi when they cry. Is this part of the playlist? We have a big playlist. If you have to go back, you have to go back. But yes.
I quietly crawled outside the window behind me. I held my breath and listened carefully. Nobody seemed to have realized I'd run. I looked around. Then, I jumped into my bicycle and zoomed away. Whee! Yeah!
Sounds like we got a new guy in chat. Should we chase him off? No, let him stay there. Let him lurk. He has to learn. I never do an intro. Maybe I should do an intro for the new, I almost said new FAGS. But new friends. New friends! Hello, I am sawagrapesama, the most evilest VTuber that ever VTubed. And, I'm sorry, it's a force of habit. I'm sorry. I was corrupted by the internet. But yes. Oh, I'm a voice actor as well, so yeah. Forgot about that part. I forgot about that part. Ugh, that's the most evil part.
The pedals clattered under the force. Had my bike always creaked like this? Did the pedals always whine every time I pushed down on them? My bike wasn't the only one crying, though. My tears fell as the wind cut through them. They rode the breeze and scattered behind me. Ah! I hate this! I hate this! I'm not the crazy one! Hinamizawa is! How dare you treat me like a madman! Die! Die! Just fucking die already! I believed you. I believed you! Oh, someone's on their little period, aren't they, little Keiichi Marabata? Don't cry. They'll get theirs.
Yeah, he's morbid.
I'd gone to the hospital in order to escape Reina and Mion's invitation. But the reality that was waiting for me had been too cruel. Who was insane? Me or Hinamizawa? Or was the answer something else? I started having trouble breathing. I didn't have any clue what was happening anymore. The loud chirps of the Higurashi were irritating me. Or even the Hinamizawa Higurashi I knew so well calling into the wind. No, that wasn't quite it. They weren't calling. They were crying.
Higurashi when they cry.
The pained wailing of those lost in some kind of rhythm in another world, no longer able to return to their own sunlight. I didn't do all that to end up in a world like that. And actually, about this time, I might have been having fun with everyone else. Satoko would have gotten her smile back after realizing her uncle wouldn't ever come home, and she might have shown it to us at our first club meeting in a while.
I need a sip of water. Oh man, oh man. Let's see if I put it. No. Let's see.
That was the kind of world I wished for. So, what was this? Why did I end up in such a strange, ghastly world? Someone I'd killed was living like normal, and I had enjoyed myself at the festival despite not being there. I don't want it. I don't want this strange world. When did it start to go wrong? When? No matter how much I thought about it, I never understood. I rode swiftly and returned to my home. It had begun to rain during my journey back, and just like yesterday, I was now soaked. But I didn't care about something so trivial right now. The pain I felt in my heart that Coach, the only person I trusted, was acting so cruelly, was far worse. Did I have no allies in Hinamizawa anymore? With the naive thought that I at least wanted my parents to side with me, I stepped up to the front door. Wait, Keiichi. It'll be dark soon. There's something you want to check, right? Yes. I wanted to dig up the man's corpse and get a look at his back. If there was a tiger tattoo there, I would know beyond a doubt he was Satoko's uncle. That long night wouldn't end until I was certain. If this insane world was all reparation, all divine punishment, then I needed to make certain whether I had been successful enough to even deserve to pay that price. I went to the storage room again and got the shovel. Hold on a moment. I'll be back.
back. I want to just take care of something. Arigato, Talk Cogsworth. I don't think I've seen you before.
At
Either
dusk,
that.
Blight became a pool boy. Broccoli is better than cauliflower.colon_nerd.
They keep repeating this though.
At Detective Glaive donated $5 to the
Why do
most
they keep
wickedest
repeating
Sawashama.
it?
We are going back to Wisconsin.
That's
Oh
weird.
boy, time to get more cheese curds and
Anyway.
some brats. Here they have good brewski in Hinami Java
Why
too.
did they repeat it?
You
What is
betcha.
up with Streamlabs today? It's acting crazy. Anyway, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Talk Cogsworth. Have you been around for a while? I don't remember. Why? They changed everything, so your name is different. Everybody's name is like at whatever. I don't like it. I don't like change. And I know a woman did it. This smells like something a woman would do. It just does! What? I was talking about you on Jay Dyer's stream today. Why are you bothering Jay Dyer with me? Don't let them know I exist. Leave him alone. He's a good guy. Leave him alone. No, not Jay Dyer. I haven't seen Jay Dyer in a while. But yeah. Leave him alone. Leave them all alone. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. Anyway. Let's crack the knuckles. Yeah, we don't need anybody here. Except you. You can stay. You can stay. You can change the names in your chat to the settings. Really? I need to write that down. Is this true? I can change it. I can actually change it. I can put it back. How do I do that? Is there like a method? Change back at on settings. How do I do that? You just never actually looked? Well, I'm asking you! Did you look? Oh my god, I'm not gonna... I will look at it later then. Whatever. Everybody's so mean to me. Let's go down. I don't like how big I am. Hold on, let's make me small. You. There we go. That's better. Boop. You could join a company and they would figure these things out for you. I know. I know. The first thing I'd have them do is fix the chat. So because I'm very confused on how to get the chat to show like on the stream our emojis and shit. I tried before, but it was very difficult. For some weird reason. I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old. Join VShojo? I would. Wouldn't it be wild if somebody decided, hey, I'm gonna just make a new VShojo. The minute it's gone. It's gone out of commission. Didn't VShojo die? They couldn't even pay for bankruptcy filing, so I don't know. Allegedly. But yeah. What if somebody was like, oh, VShojo, you're done with that name? Let me take that. I thought about buying the IP rights to, for $300 so he can file for bankruptcy. Yeah, let's make a deal. Oh, man. Let's see here. Let's start again.
It had been washed in the rain, but the paint was peeling, making it look unsightly. I never ever wanted to touch this thing again. The sensation of it in my hands was totally different from the night before. There was a ruthless coldness about it.
I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses today. Because I kind of broke them. You know the little feet on the glasses? One of them is lost. And I don't want to put it on my face because it's metal. And it hurts my head if I put it on. So I'm going to have to go and pick up a foot or 2 or 3. Yeah. Why don't you get contacts? Because that's the devil's eyewear.
That's the devil's eyewear. Only people who are whores wear contacts. Yes. God-fearing Christians wear glasses. They wear glasses on their face so that people will know that God has their back.
I ain't wearing no contacts, bro. I'll forget about them. I'll forget. You know how many times I forget my glasses, let alone I'm wearing contacts? And that freaks me out. Like, what do you bloop bloop in your eye? No, man. I'm not bloop bloop. Not doing that. Why? Might as well look like a dork. I'd rather look like a dork. Read an article about some women who had a stack of them surgically removed from behind her eye? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. It would be dark soon, so I'd need a lantern too. There would be a little bit of light from the streets, but it would get extremely dark. I thought I put the lantern here, but I suddenly noticed it wasn't anywhere to be found. Then it hit me like a bolt of lightning. Of course! On that night, I hadn't brought the lantern back with me. I left it at the place I buried the body. If I didn't go to get it soon, it would get very dark. And then, not only would I be unable to find the spot where I'd buried the corpse, but I wouldn't even be able to find the lantern itself. If that happened, it was all over.
急ごう。
I need to hurry. In order to fit the shovel in the basket in the front of my bike, I need to twist it and disassemble it. But it looked like there was dirt in the joints, and no matter how hard I pushed, it didn't want to come apart. After a strenuous effort, I realized I couldn't get it apart, so I decided to hold it in one hand and ride my bike in the other. In the rain. Oh my God, Keiichi. With the downpour soaking me through, a shovel in one hand, and riding one-handed, it was as if I'd returned to that night. No, return was the wrong word. It was more like that night had never ended. The pain of the raindrops striking me were no different from then. The thing that was different was Hinamizawa, the world, and nothing else. The rain clouds were already making it dark, and now was about time for the sun to set. I could tell it would only get rapidly darker. The straight road leading to town, in the middle of it, that should be where I buried it. Yes, it was near that streetlight. On that night, too, the water from the downpour was splashing down from the streetlight's overhang like a waterfall. The pouring rain was exactly the same as it had been that night, and thus it brought my memories into focus. I left my bike in the brush and stepped into the forest, the ground already soaked with mud.
They always return to the scene of the crime.
You're right, Chad.
Where had I buried him? I think the darkness. the shadows, the water, the mud. Everything was the same. Think. Come on. And then I spotted the lantern by a fallen moss-covered tree. That's right. I left it right there. If I left the lantern here, then I would have buried him over here with the sensation of standing in the sludge.
Oh, sludge.
My feet remembered the spot better than my eyes did. I plunged my shovel into the ground. Ugh, it's hard. It wasn't here. I just dug it up, so it should have been softer. I stick my shovel down in a few spots to test what they feel like. One of them clearly felt deeper. I recalled where the lantern was, where the trees and things were in relation to each other, and I knew it had to be here. Under here slept that man's corpse. There would definitely be the tiger tattoo on his back. Tiger have a tattoo on his back, but if it wasn't there, then I had made a horrible mistake and killed someone completely unrelated instead. I would be more dazed at the fact that Satoko's uncle wasn't dead. Then I would regret having gotten someone else mixed up in this. If this insane world was punishment for the sin of committing murder, I wouldn't be able to accept it until I'd killed Satoko's uncle for good. And then, without any fear, I'd attack him again.
He would attack him again? Bro, This is wild. I thought he would have just been like,
Well, I'm giving up. I tried killing the uncle, and I couldn't kill the uncle.
but no, he's like,
No, I'm gonna get him for sure now.
damn, Keiichi. Yeah, you kind of admire that dedication. Yeah, Nomad.
And that time, I would kill him for sure. But what if the tattoo was there? That would mean I'd killed Satoko's uncle. But that would be terribly strange.
No, it wouldn't. Satoko's a liar.
If I'd killed him for sure, then who was the uncle at Satoko's house this very moment? Impossible. I didn't even know anymore what I was using the word impossible to refer to. I used the word quite a few times today. If I had to make the words impossible fit just one thing, what would it be? Not much was obvious to me.
こんなおかしな世界がありえてたまるかよ
It would be impossible for this crazy world to be real! I shouted, and then turned behind me. There was nobody there, of course. It hadn't been bothering me for a while. Oh, but those footsteps had followed me this entire day. Even just now, an extra set of footsteps had splashed behind me. No one was actually there. No indications of anyone, even. But they were there.
あんたは誰だ
Who are you?
俺がこっちの世界に来てからずっとついてくるな
You've been following me ever since I came to this world. That's right. Thinking back, the first time I heard those footsteps was after Takana-san and I had parted. Those footsteps were my welcome into this strange inside-out world. No one could be there. I get no response. Whoever it was, it just kept staring at me. It wasn't ominous, just unpleasant. After staring into empty space for a bit, I bathed in the rain. My illogical anger slipped away. My tension loosened, and a tired feeling reared its head. I tasted this feeling that night, too. The sudden exhaustion. Oh man, the sudden exhaustion I felt as the tension in my brain loosened. My vision quickly narrowed, and I felt like everything around me had suddenly gotten darker. I couldn't give into this sensation. I would light what little explosives were left in my brain and force myself to keep going. I needed to dig that man up before my stamina ran out. I needed to see the tattoo on his back. I caught my suddenly ragged breath and calmed down. Then, I stuck with the shovel into the soft, muddy ground again. It felt exactly the same as that night. The sense of digging a hole in the beach, with water coming into it with every wave. What day was today? Had I gone back to the night of Watanagashi? Every strange thought that came into my mind tormented me. Given my exhaustion, I didn't think I could manage to hold those thoughts back. Once the hole was deep, all illumination finally faded, blanketing my vision in jet black. It was probably the moment the sun had fully set too. That night, I feared the worst, and gone without using much light. My senses were so strained that I could see even in that darkness. But now, I didn't have that kind of strength left. I drained everything I had last night, and now the darkness would be lethal. I decided to turn on the lantern. Putting it on the first setting would make it give off a faint light. Even with how little there was, it was enough, and people wouldn't be able to see it from far away in this rain. I grabbed the chilled lantern, turned the dial with a click, set it to the weakest light setting, and turned it on. An uncanny world of silhouettes appeared before me. A complex and strange shadowy world, created by the intricate entanglement of trees and branches. I had only turned on a light, and it was like that was all it took to make the world into something else.
Ah, yes. Shadows in the darkness. Give me your predictions. Is there going to be a body? Is it going to be the uncle? I think there will be. It should be. It should be. I have faith in KG. Hold on. Yes, I have faith in KG.
I let out a quick, tired breath. Ha! And wiped the liquid, neither rain nor sweat, from my brow. Then I raised the shovel into the air and slammed it into the mud. That moment, the silhouettes surrounding me ominously all moved at once. Inside my head, something packed in there, something coarse but not hot or cold, was loudly rushing about. The silhouettes were all around me, looking down at me, and one of them, a silhouette bigger than the others, stepped forward.
Okay, y'all, it's over. Okay, it's over, y'all. It's over. It's prison arc time.
No! No! No!
I can't go to jail like this! I haven't killed the uncle! You know what? What if there isn't a body? Hey! What if there isn't a body? No body, no crime, huh? Oh, I'm just digging here. Hi, Oishi. I'm just digging here for, treasure. Digging as boys do in the middle of the rain in the dark? Yeah.
At Detective Glaive donated $2 to the most wickedest Sawashama. Hello Kichi, why don't you take a seat? Oishi.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh man, thank you.
Good evening.
月の綺麗な晩ですね。
The moon sure is beautiful tonight.
The coarseness in my brain shot through my whole spine and left me at my waist. The strength in my body all left me through my hips, and I crouched down with a splash into a sea of mud I dug myself.
Oish.
Oishi!
目上の人にはその後に3もつけるとなおよろしいかと思いますよ。
Is that really how you address your elders?
そうでないと大人になってからいろいろと苦労します。
You'll have a rough time of it, kid, once you become an adult.
It wasn't only Oishi, but 5 or 6 of them in a row, men wearing raincoats. I had no inkling that this many people had gotten so close. It was like, once I turned on the lantern, they just appeared there, sliding out of the shadows.
どうぞ私たちのことは気にしないでください。
Please, don't mind us.
森の木立だとでも思って。
Just think of us as trees in the forest, perhaps.
Don't mind them.
そうです。
Yeah.
私たちのことは
Pay
気に
no
されず
attention to us,
ど
please.
うぞ穴掘りをお続けになってください。
Continue digging your hole. Deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
こんな時間にこんな土砂降りの中で
It's very late and it's raining very hard.
そんなにも真剣にやって
And
る
you're
んですか
working pretty fervently.
邪魔なんかしませんよ。
We won't get in your way.
心ゆくまで掘っちゃってください。
Dig to your heart's content.
No, thank you, I said. When I tried to get up and turn around, 2 men blocked that route. They stood on either side of me and lifted me up with amazing strength, then threw me into the sea of mud. As I, soaked in the mud bath I dug for myself, I looked up at the silhouettes looking down at me. Oishi squatted, picked up my shovel, and threw it at my feet for me. It bounced loudly off the mud and hit me in the face.
ほら
Come,
続きをどうぞ。
please continue.
続きを。
Continue.
I couldn't bear the oppressiveness of the silhouettes surrounding me. And slowly, I stuck the shovel into the mud again. I felt like I was digging my own grave. Ah, shit! Here we go. If I kept digging, it wouldn't matter whether there was a tattoo or not, because that man's corpse would appear eventually. What if it doesn't? It was all over. Surrounded on all sides and nowhere to go. But I just couldn't figure it out, no matter how much I thought about it. Why were they here? Was it Takano-san? There was only one person who could have made the connection between me and this place. I got ratted out by the doctor, dude! Oh, bro! It could have been Takano-san, but I think she's dead, so... Shit! I knew it! She deserved to die!
手が休んでますよ。
Stopping so soon.
Boom.
Oishi kicked me in the back, which took me by surprise, sending me flying into the mud.
ちゃっちゃと掘っちゃってくださいよ。
Hurry up and dig, please.
雨の中で待たされる方の身にもなってほしいもんですし。
You really should consider the fact that some of us are standing out here in the rain.
くそ、
Fuck you.
そんなに雨が嫌なら帰ればいいだろう。
If you don't like the rain, then just go home. Ah,
Oh, that was a good one. Hold on, let me try it again.
ah.
Not bad, Solid. Not bad.
Boy, she kicked some mud into my face.
口より先に手を動かしてください。
Use your hands, please, not your mouth.
口と手を一緒に動かすのは落語家だけ。
Only stage actors do both at once.
ねえ。
Isn't that right, boys?
The men around him didn't react, not knowing quite whether they should laugh. But when Oishi glared at them, they started mumbling out pained chuckles. Just who was this guy? I knew the world had changed after that night, but if I went even further back, didn't it start when this guy showed up? Yes, it did start when the guy showed up! He's a bad omen. Then that was when our peaceful days had been taken from us. Ever since he showed up in Hinamizawa, things had been odd. Everyone stopped smiling. The world went crazy. The ground under my feet gradually got harder and heavier. At this point, even I started to think something was odd. Oh my god! Arigato gozaimasu for subbing, I guess.
Oh my god, arigato gozaimasu.
Oishi is always a harbinger of drama, of death. Ooh.
I hadn't buried him this deep on that night, had I?
No, you didn't actually.
My exhaustion peaked, and I sat down on the
い
spot.
つまで掘ればいいんだよ。
How long do you want me to dig?
最近の若い人は体力がありませんね。
Kids these days have no stamina.
おい、
Hey, you.
At Oishi's gesture, the men all pulled out their sinister-looking shovels. As I watched it a daze, one of them grabbed my collar, dragged me out of the hole, and threw me to the ground. The rest of the men stepped into the hole I dug and started shoveling themselves. As I stared at them, dumbfounded, Oishi sauntered over and squatted down to look at me directly.
前原圭一さん。
Keiichi Marabara-san.
あなたの趣味は雨の夜の穴掘りですかな。
Is this a hobby of yours, kid? Digging holes on rainy nights?
Yeah! When I didn't respond, Oishi took one of his tin buckets they were using to bail out the muddy water, scooped some of it, and splashed the whole thing in my face.
Hold on, I gotta choke. Hold on. Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm pretty good tonight. If I didn't say so, I say so? I said so myself. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad, baby.
今日は大雨ですから。
The rain's heavy today, too.
これ以上いくら濡れても全然わかりませんね。
No matter how wet I get, I still don't understand the appeal.
Oishi smiled to himself and scooped up another bucket full of muddy water.
もう一回聞きますよ。
They'll ask you again.
あなたの趣味は雨の夜の穴掘りですかな。
Is digging holes on rainy nights your hobby?
そんな趣味のやついるもんか。
Who the hell would have a hobby like that?
Splash.
Oishi hit me with another bucket full of muddy water. The pebbles in it stung.
あの穴を掘ると何が出てくるんですかな？
Will there be something in that hole, kid?
私花坂じいさんのここ掘れワンワンってのが昔から憧れでしてね。
That can't be the word for puppy. Wow wow. Wow wow. So cute. Wow wow.
Will there be something in that hole, kid? I've always liked that story, you know, about the old man who could make plants bloom and the puppy digging in his yard for gold.
As he spoke, he ran the bucket through the muddy water again, to splash it in my face again.
あそこにどんな宝物が埋まってるんですかね？
What kind of treasure is buried down there, hmm?
私にちょっとだけでも教えてくれませんか？
Can't you at least give me a hint?
If you want to know, then dig it on your own time. You fucking pig! I wasn't saying that out loud, but Oishi mercilessly drenched me in muddy water again anyway. Shit! 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 If only you hadn't shown up, the world wouldn't have gone wrong! Ever since you showed up, things have been strange. Satoko got abused by her uncle. I ended up killing him, and the world went crazy. He was how it all began. Because of this culprit. He splashed another bucket of mud in my face. My insides were seething, coping and seething and coping with anger. Die. You die too! If you have some strange power to kill someone by cursing them, like with Takano-san, then you're dead. And it won't be Orishiro-sama's curse. It'll be mine. I'll curse you and kill you!
反抗的な目つきですね。
What a rebellious look you're wearing.
これを機に少しそのあたりをお勉強してしまいましょうか。
Why don't we use this opportunity to teach you a thing or two in that regard?
今は平和な時代ですがね。
We really do live in peace these days.
私があなたくらいだった頃は何でも鉄拳制裁が普通でして。
When I was about your age, corporal punishment was the norm for everything.
おいさ。
Oishi-san.
One of the digging men in raincoats wiped some sweat off and called Oishi over. Oishi tossed the bucket away, then turned around with an evil grin on his face.
はいはい、何でしょうか。
Yes, what is it?
これを見てください。
Please, look at this.
Acceptance? Or maybe resignation. I wanted to say to them, so you blockheads finally found it. Yeah, that's right. I'm the one who killed him. But you're police, so it's your own job to figure out who he is, right? Come on, prove to me that he's really Satoko's uncle.
何ですかこりゃ。
What on earth?
多分古い排水管ではないかと。
We think it's an old drain pipe.
あそこの用水路に繋がっているようです。
It seems to be connected to the irrigation channel over there.
ぶっ壊しちゃいましょうか。
Let's smash the thing.
どうせ使ってない缶でしょ。
It's not being used, is it?
All the men exchanged glances, then hesitantly broached another topic.
おいさ。
Oishi-san.
もうかなり手応えが硬いです。
The ground down there is pretty
これよ
hard.
り深くってことは ありえないと思います。
I don't think anything could be deeper than this.
掘る場所を間違えました。
Did we get the location wrong?
いえ、初めのうちは明らかに掘り返す感触でした。
No. At first, it definitely felt like the place had been dug up before.
ですが、
But
この
after
くらい
digging
の
so
掘ったところ
far,
から
the
急に
ground
硬く
suddenly
なりまして
hardened.
多分、もともと掘った穴よりも深く掘り進んだのだと思います。
We think we've gone down further than the hole that was originally dug.
じゃあ、つまり何ですか？
So, what does that mean?
Nobody, no crime. Nobody, no crime. Nobody, no crime. Nobody, nobody, no crime. Nobody, no crime. Nobody, no crime. Bitch!
ここには穴があって何もなく、ただそのまま埋め直された。
He gets away with it. How does he get away with it? He's getting away with it. He can't keep getting away.
He can't keep getting away with it. I know he buried a body here. I heard it from the doctor. So, what does that mean? There was a hole here, and someone filled it back up?
皆さん、そうおっしゃるわけ
Is
で。
that what you're trying to tell me?
What? What were they talking about?
これは
Well,
参
well,
ったな。
I'm at a loss.
ね
Aren't you?
え、前原さん。
I'd about to say.
Oishi grabbed my collar and dragged me to the huge hole they dug. The mud inside was like an ocean, and I couldn't see any drain pipe down there. One of the men stirred it with a shovel, letting me hear the clang against something hard. There was no doubt I buried him right here, but I hadn't buried him this deep. I didn't dig deep enough to unearth an entire drain pipe. So then, this man, his corpse, where was it? Proof that I'd been successful on that night was gone. Gone. Then what on earth was I? Was I actually crazy after all? And just possessed by the delusion that I'd killed someone? That couldn't be. It was the unmistakable truth. It couldn't have been a hallucination. But now, the most important evidence that it hadn't been an illusion was gone. I killed him. I buried him. I had absolute unwavering confidence in that fact.
Our detective
Yeah.
donated $2 to the most wickedest Sawashama.
Arigato.
He was demoned away. Simple as case closed.
Case
Full
closed.
face emoji.
Yeah, he decomposed right there. In a day.
Because that's how that works. He was spirited away.
Then, did I fail to kill him? After I left here, had he started breathing again, crawled out, and gone back to Satoko's house? Was that it? I had come here to see whether he had a tattoo or not, and yet, the truth I unearthed was far more than that. Yesterday, what was I? I killed him. I buried him. There was no doubt. But for some reason, he lived and crawled back out. And that was impossible, too. I'm so tired of hearing that word, impossible, over and over. I get it. Dead people don't like to play by the rules here in Hinamizawa. Then I'll kill you as many times as I need to. I'll keep killing you until you never show your face to Satoko again.
Woo! Let's go, boys! Where's the picture?
I'll handle them, Satoko.
Nene. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Ah, yes, yes, yes. Sip of water. It is that time where I show the tea. It's tea time! Save 10% off your entire order from thedragonstreasure.com. Use my code sawagrapesama to save 10% off your order. Yeah. You can get tea, you can get soap, you can get coffee. Yeah. Go. Go now.
Baka.
Oh, is there? Okay. I have a button for it now, by the way. Isn't it cool to have buttons? You just press the button and it does stuff? Yeah, it's cool. Anyway.
Oishi and the others were muttering to each other. Eventually, their conversation ended, and Oishi came towards me. What do you want to say? What did he want to do? I stiffened, tensing up. And then, Oishi just ignored me like I wasn't even there and passed right by me.
Fuck you, pig! Fuck you! Ah, shit.
I know he's up to something. I just can't.
Somebody should draw that. That meme from fucking... Was it Dexter?
I know he's up to something. I know that kid is up to something. I just can't prove it. I just can't prove what that kid's up to.
Oh, God. Yeah, you went...
Surprise, motherfucker. I'm here, Keiichi.
Oh, shit! That's true, he did. Let's see.
The other men, too, they ignored me and shuffled away. Eventually, there was no longer a sign that anyone was around, and I returned to my quiet world of silhouettes. The only one left there was me. Only the sound of pouring rain filled up the silence.
Let's fucking go. I got away with it. Got away with murder, but it might have been not murder. I got away with it. Let's go. And I'm gonna get away with it again. I'm gonna get away with it again. Watch. No tips. Inquiry request. Ew.
Okinomiya Police Station Command Center transmission recording. June 20th, 8:08 p.m.
こちら沖宮 PS 感度良好です。
I'm gonna read this like a girl because I feel like it.
This is the Okinomiya Police Station. We read you loud and clear.
Wait, do I have a thing for this? Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Where's my where's it? Hold on. Oh, it does do it. It does. Hold on. Is it too loud? Hold on. This is so goofy.
Hello? We'd like you to look up a license plate for us. Shishibone H4344.
At Detective Glaive donated $2 to the most wickedest Sawashama, Kiichi with his hit book, If I Did It.
I did it! I know I did it!
That's the title.
I know I did it. I had to do it, right? Right?
Oh my god.
副将獅子骨歯の4344
Shishibone.
少々お時間もらいますがよろしいですか？
Shishibone H4344. All right. Please give us just a moment to look it up.
Thank you.
Number match. Shishibone H4344. Owner. Ooh, they're not gonna tell us, chat. Address. Blah. Hinamizawa Village, Shishibone. Vehicle, make and model. Blah. Theft reports, none. Special mentions, nothing of note.
Hi,
お
Monkey
手紙や
Uncle!
PS より大石社どうぞ。先ほどのナンバーが判明しました。
Okinomiya Security Police to Oishi. We found the license plate from
大
earlier.
石社どうぞ。
Oishi, do you read?
大石社、応答願います。
Oishi, please respond.
あれ電波、悪いのかな。
Am I getting a bad signal?
大石社、応答願い。
Anyone in Oishi's car, please Nothing.
出ませんね。
Nothing, eh?
大石さんが車両紹介？誰の車だよ。
Oishi wanted a license plate check? Whose car was it?
村人の車ですね。至って平凡な。
Someone from the village. A completely average car.
何者だよ。大石さんが聞いてくるからにはただものじゃないんだろ。
Who was it? If Oishi-san was asking, then it can't be anyone good, right?
突起事項欄は完全に空欄ですね。S 号指定もなし。
The special mentions column is completely blank. No indication is related to the S group either.
減点もなしだし。
At Deadly Capsule
No one
donated
demerits
$5 to
no
the
demerits
most
on it.
wickedest Sawashama.
Arigato.
Ichi is so ass backwards in murder that even when he confesses they still think a murderer is on the loose. There must be vent in the water supply.
He can't do anything right, can he? This is so sad.
The special mentions column is completely blank. No indication is related to the S group either. And no demerits on it.
バッシングでもされて腹が立ったんじゃないの？あの人根に持つとなかなか忘れないタイプなんだよ。
I have to match that energy.
Maybe it passed him on the road and he got mad. That guy isn't the type to forget a grudge.
Was that really Oishi? He would usually respond. Was that... Record of malice.
He said it smelled. He said the food smelled. He said it smelled because I smelled. He said I smelled because I don't take baths. He said to take a bath 3 times a day because I was a smelly person. He said I had to stay in the bath for a long time every time. He must be possessed by something too. This is the same thing the man who's died said. Why does he know what that man said before? That much is obvious. The same thing that possessed that man is now possessing him. Can't a sudden earthquake make a big hole in front of the house? If it did, he would definitely go in and look. He would definitely go and look into it. And then, I just have to push him in. I won't give in until I get that chance. I won't give in. I won't cry. I won't give in. I won't cry. Ah, someone is apologizing again.
What? I just got a chill up my spine. What was that? That was creepy. What? Record of malice. What the fuck? Okay, let's save. And we're going to continue.
The body wasn't there. The police didn't arrest me because of that, but I didn't know whether to feel happy about it. Just like Satoko had said, I'd failed to kill her uncle. The body wasn't there, so I was forced to conclude as much. No matter what strange natural disaster, coincidence, or miracle it might have implied. In order to free Satoko, I became a demon. And this abnormal world was my reward. Yes, metaphorically, I had fallen into the demon world. But if that price had been in exchange for the life of Satoko's uncle, then that would have been fine. Since Satoko's uncle was still alive, still shackling her to him, I needed to become a demon once again. One more time. No, as many times as it took. I would kill that man over and over again until Satoko was liberated. I had already awoken. I looked at the clock to see that it was early in the morning, at just about 5. It was already light outside. Once I'd hardened my resolve to become a demon again. I could feel my whole body teeming with the awakened power once more. Ooh, he's gonna be Chuny again! Yay! Time wasn't an issue. No matter what, I'd do it. I'll handle him, Satoko. I got myself up. The exhaustion from the past 2 days was completely swept away. I didn't even feel sleepy anymore, either. I slowly rose and made sure my body was moving like I wanted it to. I could feel blood flowing through each and every one of my fingers. As I got dressed, I let my mind wander, and I had a strange thought. These 2 days, while I've said it was for Satoko's sake, the only thing on my mind has been killing. I've said it was for Satoko, but while actually carrying out the act, I had completely forgotten about Satoko, albeit only temporary. Maybe initially it was for Satoko's sake, but now I was just a demon, killing for the sake of killing. And as a result, I'd sunk into a world fit for such a demon. Maybe it was the same for Satoshi. He resolved himself to kill his aunt to save Satoko, became a demon, then disappeared from the sunlit Hinamizawa, vanishing into the demon world. Which meant that, after all was said and done, I'd met the same fate as him. I tried to avoid making the same mistakes, but it happened anyway, which meant that maybe Satoshi was here. Satoshi had come to this world a year before me, so he would be here somewhere. Then, surprised, I stopped walking. There was the second set of footsteps I'd grown so used to hearing.
お前、ひょっとして、サトシなのか?
Could you be Satoshi? The empty, lifeless air wouldn't give me an answer, but I felt a strange kind of relief that there was someone there, that Satoshi had stuck with me the whole time. Let's go, Satoshi. Once more. This time, we will set Satoko free for sure.
Oh, hello, deforestarter. Deforest. Hi! Let's see.
I quietly slipped out of the house so my parents wouldn't notice. If they caught me now, when I'd been out way too late for 2 days now, they'd give me a really angry talking to. I didn't have the time to allow for that to happen. Today, I would put an end to it. I'm surprised Oishi didn't go to my parents or something, you know? I'm surprised about that, but I guess they need evidence. If the dead body disappeared, then I didn't have to bury it. I could just burn it to ashes and then take them with me so I could kill him again every time he resurrected. Oh, shit! He's going full schizo! Sweet. I'd do it again. I'd kill him again. And this time, I'd set her free. Outside, the morning light was so beautiful as to stagger belief. I went to the storage room to find weapons with which I could kill him for sure. Blunt or not, it didn't matter to me. Right now, I didn't need to care whether someone saw or if the police came. This world had gone crazy, after all. A world where I'd shown up to the festival and had fun, even though I wasn't there. Even if the police arrested me, I'd probably end up going right back home as if nothing had happened. Oh, he is going full schizo, bro! Both me and that other Keiichi Maravata. Even without me, he'd still fill in. I could vanish from Hinamizawa without anyone noticing. So basically, I didn't care if I was mistakenly killed. Even if I died, Keiichi Maravata would remain. After all, this isn't the world I belong in. If I was going to be killed mistakenly for Satoko's sake, then that was just part of my duty as her Nini. As those desperate thoughts became serious, the morning air felt more refreshing to me, strangely enough.
これは怖いな。
Oh, this one's scary.
こいつにするか。
Let's go with this. It was a hatchet meant for chopping thick firewood. Its hefty steel blade was sinister, almost as though it was a tool meant for killing people. I couldn't exactly take it out in public like that, so I wrapped it a little in some old newspaper and tossed it into the basket on my bike. Yeah, 'cause that doesn't look bad.
連日悪い用事に使ってばかりで悪いな。
Sorry for using you for evil all this time.
今日も頼むぜ。俺の足。
I'll need you again today, my legs. I apologize to my bike for some reason. For the past 3 days, I've only used it for dangerous things. I'd been riding this bike ever since I lived in my old town. I could walk most places I wanted to go, so I hadn't used it all that much. My mom had bought it for me when I entered cram school, thinking it would be a convenient way to get to the station since it was far away. So I'd always used it to get back and forth from cram school. I'd only ever put textbooks and class materials in the front basket, too. I never tried to put a hatchet that I'd be using to kill someone in here. When I came to Hinamizawa, life finally felt fun. I met the best friends ever and had some of the greatest times ever.
Atmos Hawk donated
Oh, hi!
$5 to
Thank
the
you.
most wickedest Sawashama. You have to change your Twitter PFP because you are not allowed to look cute.
I'll change it in a week because I lost in 100% orange juice twice. So I have to leave that up for 2 weeks. Yeah. I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Those times might have been shattered now, but it was my greatest wish that I could get them back, even if I had to risk my life to do it. That's how those fun times have been. I killed someone, and now I was at it again, needing to kill someone. Murder was a crime. I didn't believe that people should ever think murder was okay, but Still, the times I'd had were enjoyable enough for me to commit such a crime. My friends were irreplaceable, and the time spent with them a treasure. Hanging out, laughing, sometimes tricking each other, but always in a friendly way. I didn't fear committing any crime, as long as it was for the sake of taking back those times that gave my heart so much pleasure. Yes, this was a value I decided to uphold. It wasn't something I learned from a school teacher. It was a noble path that I chose for myself. I thought back to when I'd first come to Hinamizawa. About how on the very first day, Satoko had welcomed me via a blackboard eraser with a rock in it. That welcome really surprised the heck out of me. She would laugh, get angry, cry. She was never boring. She was obviously the most childlike one among us, but she was actually lively, full of vim and vigor, and good at meddling in other people's business. That went for Mion, Reina, and Rika-chan too. Wasn't Satoko the one at the center of everyone's laughing and banter? Satoko would try to look cool. Then Mion would make fun of her endlessly. Yeah. Then Satoko would cry, which would put Reina in a state of ecstasy. Rika-chan would be greatly delighted. And then I happened to get mixed up in it. We would always fool around like that. It was lonely when someone wasn't around, but if I had to name one for whom it was the worst, it would have been Satoko. Her smile was everyone's smile. Ever since she stopped smiling, so did the rest of us. And for the rest of us, not smiling was the same as dying. It was just like when I was silently going to cram school every day, just to maintain my unchanging test scores. So, basically, we were nothing when she wasn't smiling. She was full of hot air, but she was our princess, cute and unhateable. In that case, I was her knight. Yes, her Nini. Searching for the dragon's castle in order to win her smile back.
ナイトなら武器は剣だろ。
Knights, of course, use swords.
ツーハンデッドのかっこいいやつ。
The awesome, two-handed kind.
錆びた肉厚のナタで挑むナイトは、多分古今東西俺一人だな。
I'm probably the only knight in the history of the world, to be taking someone on with a thick, rusty hatchet. Then I saw an old person in the ridge of a field waving to me.
おや
Oh my!
ケイチくんかい
Cage good.
朝のサイクリングかいね
Out for a morning ride, I see.
おはようございます。
Ohayo gozaimasu! I reflexively waved back in a refreshing way. Should I really have been? Feeling so happy? Waving like that? Yes. Satoko's house would be right past this road, going beyond the rice paddies. The cicadas had woken up too, and the next thing I knew, I was in the audience to their daily chorus. I gave myself a hit or two on the head and drove away my merry morning mood. I took a deep breath and tilted my head back, quelling my pointless excitement. The body wasn't there. Its absence either meant my killing him had been an illusion, or that I'd killed him and he'd risen from the dead. If I was at the festival, then maybe I should have considered it as an illusion. Maybe. If I was at the festival, then maybe I should have considered it an illusion. coach probably thought that way, which is why he treated me like a lunatic. But it being an illusion was just impossible. I killed him, without a doubt. Without a doubt. If it had been an illusion, then that would make all of this Hinamizawa I was in right now an illusion. If that was the case, then here's how it would end up. I was actually in a vegetative state due to a traffic accident, and I was currently dreaming in a hospital bed about how great it would be to spend time with friends and rice paddies like these. That was a terrifying thought, though. If this wasn't an illusion, then the only possible answer was that he'd resurrected. It would make him a literal monster. But if he was such a monster, then I was no less than a monster myself. I didn't hesitate to kill someone, and I could even wield curses. Oh, he's super chony! Oh man, this is awesome. I can wield curses. I can fight people to the death. Yeah, cha-cha! I, Keiichi Marabata, am a monster. A monster who slays other monsters. Yeah. He's gonna start wearing an eye patch? Yes. Behold my cursed eye.
Beep. He just flips it over.
Takano-san had died probably because I'd cursed her. Or maybe that was a little much. If Coach and Oishi died too, like I'd cursed them yesterday, then I'd believe it. I set my bicycle aside and went to take a look. His motorbike wasn't here. Of course it wasn't. I sent it down to hell that night, throwing it into the Onigafuchi swamp. Or maybe, just like how the corpse wasn't here, maybe the motorbike didn't get thrown into the swamp either. The fact his bike wasn't here might have been because he had gone to town and hadn't come back, not necessarily because I'd thrown it into the swamp. If her uncle wasn't around, then that was convenient on its own. Then I would just show myself in, then wait for him to return, sharpening my hatchet. Wahaha! If he was there. Forgotten sensations came back to my gut. A feeling of tension rose within me. The sensation was like poison, dulling my actions. But it could also be the Taco Bell. It could also trigger to allow me to awaken my superhuman, otherworldly self. I held the hatchet, still wrapped in newspaper. Its weight on my hands was profound, sinister, and reliable. I hadn't put on my watch, so I didn't know what time it was. But it was probably still a little before 7. Satoko would probably be awake, preparing breakfast and her lunch. But her uncle would probably still be lazing around in bed. A guy like him probably wouldn't have stayed up late probably would have stayed up late drinking and probably always slept until noon. Yeah, who sleeps until noon? Ew.
I can't do that anymore. I miss it so much. A good night's sleep. I can't do it. That's great. It's so great, Jack. It's so great.
I considered ringing the doorbell and having Satoko open the door for me. But if her uncle woke up at the sound, I'd waste my time. I'd waste my chance of him still being asleep, yeah. If Satoko saw me sneaking inside without ringing the doorbell, she'd be surprised. If I ran into her, what would I say? I've come to kill your uncle for you, so stay quiet. No, I couldn't do that. That would be like making Satoko responsible for his death. Be quiet and go wait outside. Maybe that would do it. How would Satoko react to that? She would probably try and get me to give up on killing him. I would have to lie somehow to get her to go outside. Satoko didn't need to know that a murder was going to occur in this house. I couldn't quite think of a good lie to tell her, but I couldn't do much just standing around like this. I made up my mind and grabbed the doorknob. Then, slowly, turned it and pulled. This is some light shit right here. I took out a potato chip and ate it. Type shit. It wasn't locked. The gap between the door and the wall steadily grew larger. The chain wasn't even on. The oppressive smell of life in Satoko's house hit me. At the entrance, there were a few pairs of shoes and sandals. I couldn't tell whether he was here. Or not just by looking at them. I could hear a television on somewhere. Oh my God, girl! Damn, girl, you live like this? What is this? The television was in the messy dining room. There was food scattered about the table, giving an impression decidedly different from a happy family's mealtime. Meals were for eating food while thanking the person for making it. Meanwhile, whatever occurred in this dining room wasn't a meal. Nobody inside. Not a sign of anyone either. But with the television on, he must have been close. Could he have anticipated my coming and be hiding, waiting for me? No. The tension I felt was so thick, so tight, that I thought it would choke me. The newspaper wrapping the hatchet's thick blade didn't hamper its power at all. I tightened my grip on it, then, very carefully, took a look around. Where had those peaceful feelings from before I arrived here gone? Even the sound of sweat bubbling up on my brow got on my nerves. And then, I looked at the table and realized something. This wasn't breakfast. The grains of boiled rice were all hard and dried up. Then, was it last night's dinner? Yeah. I left the dining room, keeping vigilant, went down the hallway, and found the stairs to the second floor. When the man was playing with his friends, he looked out of the second-story window. It was highly possible that room was his own, and that he slept there. I tiptoed up to the edges of the stairs, quietly climbing, without making a sound. I couldn't hear any kind of snoring. I didn't hear anything up there. I went through a few rooms, slowly and quietly opening the paper doors. Yeah, paper doors. I hate paper doors. I do not like the paper. Checking inside. But I still couldn't find anyone around. To search more efficiently, I got down on the floor and pressed my right ear up to it. I could hear the television in the dining room and a low hum, perhaps of boiling water. It was then that I started to harbor some feelings of suspicion. This house wasn't right. It seemed like people had been here since the TV was on, but it wasn't normal for nobody to be around this early in the morning. I'm freaking out. Hold on, let me sip some water.
What the hell is going on? Where is everybody? We've seen Satoko, right? We saw her. Yeah, and she said last time we saw her, she said her uncle was around and bullied her that morning or something. Yeah, and she was mad at me. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Huh.
I silently descended the stairs and went back into the dining room. She dug up the body, didn't she? How could she have found the body? She said no, she didn't dug up. She couldn't have dug up shit. No, absolutely fucking not. She didn't ruin my plan. No. I refuse to believe that. Anyway, I looked at the food scattered about. Completely dried up rice, an overturned bowl of miso soup, the package for a side dish bought at the supermarket. I could tell Satoko had definitely been the one who made this. The food was far from Mion's perfection or Reina's gentleness, but it was sincere. Judging by how she cooked for me at my house, and from the type of amount of side dishes, I deduced the meal was from last night. The numbers stamped onto the food package read 830620. June 20th, 1983. That was yesterday. And there was food for two, which meant this was last night's dinner, and Satoko's uncle would have been here. Yeah, would have been here then. Stop it, Keiichi. Don't even think about saying the word impossible again. Anyway, her uncle was here last night. How much was the truth? No, it's not the truth. We don't know until we see him. Keiichi, don't think like that. Stop it. He had found fault with Satoko's food, thrown the bowl of miso soup and flung the rest everywhere. Hidden deep within my feelings of calm and composure was lit a flame of anger and a curse. Should I have ever shown this man any mercy?
Bump.
Maybe, hold on. I'll do it this. Oh! I heard the sound again. The one from before. Like a water boiler. What was it coming from? The first floor? But where? The bathroom. Maybe. I could hear the noise coming from the other side of the frosted glass at the far end of the changing room. It had to have been the sound of the water boiler for the bath. Steam was enshrouding the glass door, and the heat from it was leaking into the changing room, where I was standing, too. My misgivings deepened. People didn't normally take a bath this early in the morning. If one did, then it would mean that in this house, time had stopped ever since some moment last night.
Whistle, whistle, whistle.
Was it being reheated? The water boiler in the bathroom had been active this whole time. I checked in the clothing basket, and I saw Satoko's familiar uniform stuffed in it. The uniform had stains and dried rice stuck to it. Certainly not something she could wear today. It was probably from the miso soup at the dinner table yesterday. I looked hard at the frosted glass, but I couldn't see anything through all the steam. And then, an electric surge ran through my mind, and a terrible premonition came over me. Could she? She couldn't possibly have been in there since last night. That would be impossible. But no! In Hinamizawa right now, nothing was impossible. I gulped audibly. Hold on. Then quietly pulled aside the glass door. Hot, steaming air burst out of the slight opening. The fan wasn't on in the changing room, so it went completely white with the steam. Just as the hot vapor poured into the changing room, cooler air also flowed into the room with the bath. And I just heard, due to being hit by the air, a very weak moan. That was all I needed to know who it was.
Satoko!
Satoko! Oh my god. No answer. Satoko was in the bathtub, surrounded by a thick layer of rising steam. The top half of her body was leaning over the edge of the tub. She was passed out. The water boiler kept on making a whistling noise, as if it was angered. I could see the gas flame through the narrow window, and it was roaring at full force, completely blue. Satoko's entire body was boiled red. It was flaccid, as though her bones had been melted away. She was almost like a doll. She laid there unconscious. I wasn't sure how many seconds had passed as I stared in complete bafflement. What the fuck is going on? I came back to my senses and promptly shut off the boiler. And then I dragged Satoko's small body out of the bathtub. The water in it was as hot as the water in public baths. Was she in this boiling water for the entire night? She'll die. She'll die. Satoko's body was lighter than I expected as I laid her on the floor and wrapped her in a towel. I went back into the bathroom and opened the vent, creating a path for the cool breeze to come through. Upon the breeze hitting her, Satoko moaned again.
Satoko!
Daijoubu ka, Satoko!
It's
me, Keiichi! Do you understand? Can you hear me? Satoko recognized me and muttered a response, but I couldn't really tell what she was saying. Her eyes were muddy and unfocused. I could tell she wasn't completely conscious. Upon closer inspection, her limbs and waist were twitching slightly. This was way worse than normal overheating. This was dangerous. Didn't they call this heat stroke? Think, what would the teacher do if a girl passed out in the middle of the summer during a marathon in gym class or something? I turned the water faucet in the kitchen all the way on and soaked a towel in it. And then I took the cold towel and pressed it onto Satoko's forehead. Satoko reacted harshly to the coldness and then let out a muffled voice. For burns, right, you would soak the burned spot under running water. Then could I run cold water in the shower and cool her off like that? No, if it was that sudden, it wouldn't be good for her heart, and she'd go into shock. I think I read that once before. This was about as much nursing as I could possibly give her. Anything more than this would be too much for the likes of an amateur. What happened, Satoko? You're all right now. I will. Your Nini will save you for sure.
5,039. 40.
What was Satoko reciting under her breath? I brought my ear to her mouth to better make out the mysterious spell-like words she was saying. Are they prayers? And at that moment, I understood what they were for.
Satoko,
Satoko, you're counting? Why? People tell little kids in the bath to count to 100 a lot, right? Satoko was counting like that, but 5,039? You baka! How long were you supposed to count in your own bathtub?
10,000.
I doubted my ears, and I doubted her common sense. 10,000!
ふざけるなバカ野郎
You're a freaking baka! You're a fucking idiot!
1万なんて数
What
えら
kind
れ
of
るバカが
dumbass can count to
どこにいるんだよ
10,000?
数えられるわけねえだろ
There's no way you could do that!
その前に湯だって死んじまうに決まってんだろ
You boiled to death before you got that far!
どうしてこんなことに
Why were you?
My uncle.
Last night, her uncle flew into a rage at the dinner she'd made, saying it stunk and wasn't edible. Satoko didn't understand what on earth he meant. It wasn't much different than what she usually made for him. Maybe he hated the smell of the pickled vegetables she bought in particular. Then her uncle decided that the stink was originating from Satoko and shouted at her that she never ever took baths. Oh. And then he put Satoko in the boiling water and told her not to come out until she counted 2.
殺してやる
I don't know if I can do that right now because people are sleeping. But I really want to do it right now. I really do. Hold on. Ah! I'll kill you! Ah! Oh, somebody's yelling at me. Hold on. Ooh, I'll kill you. Grr, I'm Kichima Rabara. Rar XD. It's okay. I snapped and exploded. You don't say. Raising the newspaper-wrapped hatchet, I stampeded through the house.
$5 to the most wickedest Sawashama.
Arigato.
Get him catchy.
I will, don't worry. I searched for anything. Traces, signs, smells, vibrations, heartbeats, cheese, life forces. With a war cry. Yes, a war cry. I raced up the stairs with such force I could have stomped a hole through them. Then I found the futon in the room I thought to be her uncle's, and well aware he wasn't sleeping in it.
$2 to the most wickedest Sawashama. Legit crash out. Silly catchy.
Legito.
Then I found the futon in the room I thought to be her uncle's, and well aware he wasn't sleeping in it, I bashed it with the hatchet. Did he run into the closet? I burst the entire closet down, door and all. And if he's not there, then maybe there's a secret door. Any switches or levers in the walls here? I smashed into wall after wall with the hatchet, crushing them. Dust rose into the air, and broken pieces scattered about the floor.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the time that Reina was at her old school, remember? And she broke everything. Yes. It reminds me of that. This is great. I love this so much.
After I destroyed everything beyond recognition in her uncle's room, my reason finally kicked in and suppressed my emotions. Anyway, her uncle wasn't in the house right now. I'd have to leave killing him until later. Right now, I had to do something about Satoko. I went back to the changing room. Satoko was still lying limp on the floor. There was nothing more an amateur like me could do for her. I needed to take her to the clinic. Coach had treated me like a lunatic yesterday and tried to lock me up in a mental hospital. I never wanted to see his damn face again, but I still needed to go to the infirmary one more time. I needed to have a doctor look at Satoko. I thought about putting her in the dirty uniform lying in the laundry basket, but I had no experience dressing someone, so it would be pretty difficult. Shit! I don't have time to be wasting here. I eventually gave up on clothing her and decided to carry her in her bath towel. The clinic was close to Satoko's house. It would be way faster to carry her than to call 119 and get an ambulance. I threw the biggest towel I could find over her and prompted her to
立てる
stand.
か
Can you stand?
俺が診療所までおぶって行ってやるから
I'll carry you over to the clinic.
ありがとう。ですわ。ありがとう。Thank you.
Her words sounded clearer than before. She was starting to come back. I cried tears of relief just knowing she'd improved even a little bit. Satoko turned over, so she was lying on her face, and then put up a weak struggle to get up on a knee. I smoothly swept her up and put her on my back. The towel I put on her seemed like it was about to fall off.
Oh. The towel. It hurts.
すぐ着くからしばらくの間だけ我慢してろ
We'll be there soon. It won't be long, so stay strong. It didn't hurt one bit to carry Satoko. She was light. Too light. The lightness actually made me uneasy. Outside, it had gotten hotter, as though eager to attack Satoko. Fucking cicadas. Why did they have to choose this morning to get so hot out? Why did it have to be this? Yeah, I didn't even have time to swear at them. The clinic was this way. Hoisting Satoko on my back, I broke into a trot. Oh my gosh. The hilly road to the clinic, with which I had never had difficulties before, was now torturous. Big beads of sweat formed on my brow, and at some point, my breath had grown faint. The hatchet in my belt was heavy and made it hard to walk. I considered leaving it, but I couldn't let it go, at least not while Satoko's uncle was still breathing. The signboard for Iri's clinic came into sight, but I quickly noticed something was odd, so I stopped. Several red revolving lights were flashing at the clinic. 3 police cars were parked in the parking lot with their lights on. There didn't need to be much else to inform me something had happened. I didn't want to see Coach, so I'd planned to leave Satoko in the clinic waiting room and give the receptionist a message. But with the police officer Oishi here, I couldn't go inside so carelessly.
何ですの? What's going on? パトカーがいっぱいいますですわよ。Why are there so many police cars?
I gently put Satoko down in the shade of the thicket.
わからない
I don't know.
様子を見てくるからしばらくここにいろ
I'll go see what happened. So you stay here for a moment.
レディをバスタオル1枚でこんなとこに置いてくなんてなってませんわね。Leaving a lady in a place like this, wearing nothing but a bath towel. Simply unforgivable.
それだけ悪態がつけりゃ大丈夫だ
If you can still fire off those insults, you'll be fine. I'll be right back, I added, getting to my feet. Cautious of my surroundings, I hid myself behind a car and got closer to the officers grouped at the clinic's entrance. I overheard an officer wearing a necktie, probably their leader, and a white-robed doctor having a discussion about something. The doctor didn't seem to be Coach. It was one of those who Coach told to make tea yesterday.
じゃあつまり最初に見つけたのは朝当番のあなただったと。
So you were the first one to find it, since you were on morning duty. So then,
どんな感じだったんです？
what did it look like?
事務室の所長席のソファーに座って居眠りをしているように見えました。
I want to read it like a girl. I haven't done girl voices yet in this one. Everybody's a dude. Everybody's a dude, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
At joke 627 became a boy.
Arigato.
Get in the cage, kid.
Boy. I'm a dude, you're a dude. We're all dudes, yeah.
He was sitting on the sofa in the head office. He looked like he was taking...
You know what I'll do this way?
He was like sitting on the sofa in the head office. He looked like he was taking a nap.
で、机の上に水差しと空き瓶になった睡眠薬があったんで、あなたはすぐに睡眠薬で自殺したんだと考えたと。
There was a jug and an empty bottle of sleep medication on his desk. So...
Oh, this is the detective.
There was a jug and an empty bottle of sleep medication on his desk, so he immediately thought he had committed suicide with it.
それで?
Yeah. What else?
高熱と瞳孔の拡大に重度の意識障害も見られました。
His temperature was his high temperature and dilated pupils indicated a severe disturbance of consciousness. I was about to say like disturbance in the force.
睡眠薬中毒の典型的な重症例だと思いましたので、直ちに対応に入りました。
It seemed like a typical case of sleeping pill poisoning, so I immediately began to treat him.
警察も救急も呼ばずに?
Without calling the police or an ambulance?
ここは病院で私は医師ですよ。
This is like a hospital, and I'm a doctor.
生命が危険な状態にあるなら、直ちに治療して当然です。
Since his life was like in danger, it's my job to treat him at once. Like God.
ああ、まあいいからいいから。それで?
Yes, I understand. Okay, what else?
呼吸が不正常だったので、人工呼吸を施しました。
His breathing was like in disarray, so I put him on a
合わ
respirator.
せて呼吸刺激薬を投与。
I also administered like breathing stimulants.
効果が出なかったので、人工呼吸器の準備をし、
It had no effect, so I prepared a medical ventilator and...
ああ、はいはい。
Right.
それでつまり、い
So-
ろいろ頑張ったけど結局ダメだったと。
In other words, you did what you could, but it wasn't enough.
そういうわけですよね。
That's it, right?
通報は死んでから直ちに?
You reported this as soon as he died?
はい。
Yeah.
救うことができず、とても残念です。
It was very unfortunate, but like, we were unable to save him.
Just then, a radio in one of the police cars started to buzz, producing a broken mechanical voice.
This is HQ. This is HQ. Komiyama-san. Komiyama-san, can you hear me? Over.
もしもし、
Hello?
小宮山です。
This is Komiyama.
ああ、お疲れ様です。
We've come up with something.
睡眠薬で
It
の自
looks
殺
like
み
he
たい
committed
ですね。
suicide with sleeping pills.
遺書の類はなし。
No notes or anything.
Suicide? What the heck were they talking about? Someone had committed suicide at the clinic. But who? I wish Takano-san dead. She died the next day. And yesterday, I wished Coach was dead. Then, could he have...
普段から睡眠薬を常用していたとかは?
Did he use sleeping medication
あ
regularly?
まり知りません。
I really don't know.
日頃疲れたとか死にたいとかそんなこと言ってました?
Did he normally complain that he was tired or wanted to die?
入江先生は普段からああいう性格でしたから。
Well, Irie Sensei was normally so, like, well himself.
とてもそんな風には。
He, like, never acted like that.
So, I was right. Irie-sensei. They were talking about Coach. Coach killed himself. Why would he need to do that? There couldn't have been any reason he wanted to die. The only reason that came to mind is that I wanted him dead. This world was insane. If I wanted someone dead, they'd die. That was the kind of world this was. Then, what about Oishi?
What about Oishi? What about Oishi?
What happened to him? If people really died because I wanted them to, then something should have happened to him too.
そちらに応援が向かいました。
I've sent you back up.
課長からそちらは応援に任せて大石社の捜索
The
に
chief
戻る
wants you to leave the rest to them and get back to searching for Oishi's car.
了解しました。
Let's go! Let's go!
Yes, sir.
じゃあすいません。
Please excuse me then.
こっちに今応援が
It
来て
looks
る
like
そう
we're
ですか
getting
ら。
relieved here,
現場
so
はこの
please
ままに
leave
しておいて
everything as it is now.
おい、行くぞ。
All right, let's go.
The officers nodded and split up into the patrol cars. Did they just say, searching for Oishi's car? Searching for his car. That meant he had gone missing? Takano-san, Coach, and Oishi. When I wished for it, the very next day, they disappeared. No matter how angry you were when you said you wished someone was dead, it didn't normally happen. Everyone knew just wishing for it wouldn't make them dead, and that's why people could utter such curses so lightly. But the curses I uttered were being granted. At the time, I hadn't even been walking, and yet
Tap.
I heard a footstep. And it wasn't only one this time.
Tap, tap.
They came from behind, and they stood right behind me, reaching a hand for my shoulder.
一体
Oh,
何事なんですの? Would you mind telling me what's going on? What's going on?
oh! Satoko!
脅かすなよ。
Don't scare me like that.
驚いたのはこっちでしてよ。I'm the one scared here. いきなり大声を出さないでくださいまし。I'd prefer it if you didn't shout so suddenly.
It was Satoko. Her eyes were still unstable, unfocused, but she seemed able to at least walk on her own now. She looked far better now than compared to her earlier exhausted state.
具合はどうなんだ？
How do you feel?
もう大丈夫なのか？
Are you better?
まだ頭が痛いですけど。My head still hurts. いつまでもこんな格好で表にいられませんもの。But I can't stay outside looking like this forever.
She gave a smile, a show of courage, but her legs were still shaky.
それより、これは一体何事なんですの? Hold on, Nozion. Oh no, it's getting bedtime. Oh no. Anyway, what on earth is going on? 今、警察が話してるのを聞いてた限りじゃ。From what I just heard, the police talking about...
監督が自殺したらしい。
Coach apparently committed suicide.
え? Huh?
Satoko was at a loss for words. Her face grew paler and paler, and I could tell she was doubting her own ears.
ケイチさん、それ... ケイチさん、that... 本当ですの? Is that true? I didn't mishear you?
確かにそう聞いたよ。
That's what I heard.
入江先生が睡眠薬で自殺したって。
They said Irie Sensei killed himself with sleeping pills. Satoko went down on her knees and broke out in tears.
嘘ですわ。It can't be. 監督が自殺なんて、そんなの絶対に。Coach, he would never ever kill himself.
As I watched Satoko crying and clawing at the grass, I felt myself trapped by guilt and remorse. I got so angry that Coach was treating me like a madman yesterday, that he'd betrayed me, that I thought he'd be better off dead. But even Coach, who, to me, deserved to die, still must have had people who loved and respected him. Like Satoko here. In my selfish, egotistical anger, I wished for his death, and it was granted. And now Satoko was crying hysterically as a result. The guilt tore at my heart. I worked myself up to murder Satoko for Satoko's sake. I decided I wanted Satoko to be happy. But was that really all it took? Murder meant taking someone's life. It meant making everyone attached to that person sad. In Satoko's uncle's case, of course, nobody would be sad. So I didn't feel a sense of guilt at all. But Coach's death was different. I had wanted to make Satoko happy. And that had resulted in me inflicting a deep sadness upon her, hadn't it? But Coach killed himself. It wasn't...
At Deadly Capsule donated $2 to the most
thank
wicked
you.
Sawashama. My dad watching Princess Diaries next door, lol.
Is it Princess Diaries? Princess Diaries. Isn't that movie with Anne Hathaway? Is that one? Let me look it up. Princess Diaries, Princess Diaries, Princess Diaries, Princess Diaries. And Julie Andrews? Where let's take a brief moment to talk about. I love how they're just like, ooh, you're so ugly. She looks perfectly normal. In that fucking movie. Am I crazy? She looks perfectly normal. Oh, you're so ugly. We have to add things to your face. We have to straighten your hair and put eyeshadow on and makeup on and make you beautiful. Or else princes won't like you. You have to look like a princess, not a fugly anime nerd. It's just like, why can't she look like that again? Oh, because, guys don't like that. Yes, definitely. Yeah, the unibrow though. You darn know somebody out there likes a unibrow. You darn know it to be true. And don't forget red lipstick, yep. Glasses and frizzy hair. All they did was straighten her hair and take off the glasses. They literally, I have frizzy hair and I have glasses. Maybe I'm thinking too hard into this. Maybe I'm biased. Whatever. Kind of makes me mad. You know what? I'll get a unibrow too. Is there a VTuber with a unibrow? Do they have it? Is that a thing? Maybe I should do that for the next model. Unibrow powers activate! And it just wiggles. Yeah, like a little caterpillar. Oh no, she's crying.
Satoko still hadn't stopped crying, but she seemed to be a little calmer now. Wiping her tears, she stood up.
すまない。
I'm sorry. And the only thing I could think to say to her was an apology.
どうして謝りますの？ Why are you apologizing?
俺、
well,
昨日監督とその
yesterday,
喧嘩して。
yesterday I got into a fight with Coach.
お前なんか死んじまえって
And I thought
呪ったんだ。
that I wanted him to die.
呪ったから
I wanted it.
本当に死んじゃって。
So he really... Satoko looked at me dubiously for a few moments. Eventually, her expression softened as she interrupted my words in her own way.
ケイチさんのせいではありませんわ。It isn't your fault, Keiichi-san. 監督も大人ですもの。Coach was an adult too. 自分の命を捨てるに値する都合があって悩んだ末に選んだんですもの。He felt like there was something he had to give his life for, and chose to do so after a lot of worrying and suffering. 誰のせいでもありませんわ。It's not anyone's fault.
She smiled a little, trying to comfort me.
いつまでもこのままでいたくありませんわ。I don't want to be like this forever. 服が欲しい。I want some clothes.
いいのかよ。
Are you okay?
診療所に行って見てもらった方が。
Shouldn't you get someone at the clinic to...
服を着てから見てもらっても別に死にはしませんわ。I don't want to die from putting on clothes before going.
Satoko readjusted her bath towel and started back along the path. Her stride was wobbly, and it didn't look like she'd recovered as much as she let on. At first, Satoko tried to go back home, but it was the time of the morning when people were going to school and to work. So after seeing people walking around, she thought better of it. She must have been pretty embarrassed wearing only a towel.
リカの家に行きますわよ。I'm going to Rika's house. 私の服あるはずですから。My clothes should be there. どうしたんですの？ What's wrong? ケイイチさん。ケイイチさん。
Satoko noticed how I was hanging my head and spoke to me.
監督はああ見えても大人ですのよ。Despite how he might have come off, Coach was an adult, alright? ケイイチさんと喧嘩したくらいで自殺するような人ではありませんわ。He would certainly have not killed himself after a petty fight with you, Keiichi-san. 自分を責めるのをおやしなさいませ。Please, stop blaming yourself.
Oh, man. At first I thought it was a coincidence, but with 3 people now, I couldn't discard the possibility. There was no such thing as impossible in this world.
この数日おかしいんだ。
These past few days haven't made any sense.
何がですの？ What hasn't?
Satoko seemed to be having trouble breathing, but she still tried to listen to what I had to
お
say.
とといの綿流しのお祭り、お前は途中で帰ったから行かなかったんだよな。
At the Watsunagashi festival the day before last. You went home. You went home on the way there, right?
そして
And
俺は祭りに行って
I
みんな
went
と
there.
遊んだ。
I went there and had a lot of fun.
らしいですわね。
So it would seem.
あの時は取り乱して申し訳ありませんでしたわね。
I do apologize for getting so upset with you about it. Satoko remembered how she blew up at me in the classroom yesterday and bowed to me a little.
実は俺祭りに行っていないって言ったら
If I said I actually didn't go to the festival at all, would you believe me? Satoko looked at me, confused. She couldn't help it, of course.
信じられるわけありませんわ。 Of course I wouldn't believe you.
何を今さら。
What are you on about?
信じられないだろ。
You wouldn't, right?
信じられないのは
I don't believe it
俺
either.
だって
I mean,
俺は祭りに行っていないのに俺が祭りに現れてみんなと遊んだって言うんだ。
I didn't go to the festival, but everyone's saying I hung out with them there.
こんなの信じられるわけないだろ。
Nobody would believe it, right?
それ本気ですの？
Are you being serious?
あ
Yeah.
あの綿流しの夜からおかしいんだ。
Ever since the night of the Watanagashi, everything's been messed up.
いつの間にか変な足音がペタペタとついてくるようになって。
These weird footsteps suddenly started following me everywhere. The blood drained from Satoko's expression.
足音がペタペタ。
Footsteps following you?
そうなんだ。
Yeah.
最初は気のせいだと思ってたけどずっとついてくるんだ。
I thought it was just my imagination at first, but they stayed with me.
多分今もついてきてる。
They're probably still there.
サトコの足音と混じってよく聞き分けられないけれど。
I can't tell them apart now because of your footsteps, though. Satoko took a long and hard look at me. Maybe she was doubting my sanity. Oh no, another one! Quick save. Coach did the same thing. I mean, why wouldn't he, after telling him this? The more I thought about it, the more I was unable to endure the feeling that my hatred for Coach had been meaningless.
綿流しの日
On the day of the Watanagashi,
俺は祭りに行かずあることをしていたんだ。
I didn't go. I was doing something else
ずっとだぞ。
the whole time.
眠ったり意識がなくなったりしたことはなかった。
I wasn't sleeping or unconscious or anything.
だから寝ぼけ気分でフラフラと記憶になく祭りに出かけたなんてことはありえない。
So it's not possible that I walked to the festival half asleep and forgot about it afterwards.
それはおかしいですわね。
That is quite strange.
ならどうやってお祭りで遊んだんですの？
Then how are you at the festival?
だから
That's what I mean!
俺は祭りには行ってな
I
いんだよ。
didn't go to the festival! No! I can't let myself get emotional. If I get agitated now, that'd be like proving that there's something wrong in my head.
ごめん。
Sorry.
みんなが信じてくれないんで。
Nobody believes me, so yeah.
ケイイチさんがそう言うなら信じてあげますわ。
If that is what you say, Keiichi-san, then I will believe you.
それで
Then what?
あの夜高野さんに会ったんだ。
That night, I saw Takano-san,
それで
and it
見下されたと思って
felt like she was looking down on me.
俺は心の中で念じたんだ。
So I made a wish.
お前なんか死んじまえって。
A wish that she would die.
高野さんってどことなくそういう雰囲気がございますものね。
Takano-san does have that sort of air about her, doesn't she?
その気持ちわからなくもありませんでしたよ。
I cannot say that I don't understand how you feel.
高野さんが死んだの知ってるか？
Did you know that Takano-san died?
昨日の話だ。
It happened yesterday.
どこかで焼け死んだらしい。
Apparently, she was burned alive somewhere.
それ本当ですの？
Is that true?
死んだんですの？
She died?
俺が死ねと願うと次の日には死んでるんだ。
I wished for her to die, and the next day, she was dead.
それから警察の大石ってやつも。
And Oishi from the police, too.
知ってるか？
Do you know him?
あのムカつく太った
That
刑
annoying
事みたいなやつ。
and fat detective guy. Satoko nodded a little.
さっき警察が話してるのを聞いたんだが、どうもあいつ行方不明になってるらしい。
I heard from the police earlier, but apparently he went missing.
実は昨日 あいつにも死んじまえって念じてたんだ。
And yesterday, actually, I, well, wished that he would die.
それ本当の話ですの？
Is all this true?
嘘じゃない。
I'm not lying.
俺だって信じたくないけど本当の話なんだ。
I don't want to believe it either, but it's true.
高野さんも監督も大石も俺が死ねと念じたら
Takana-san,
本当に死んでしまったんだ。
Takana-san, Coach, and Oishi. I wanted them dead, and then they really died. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna stop it here. I think we're almost done with this chapter, so I'm gonna download the thingy for the next one. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you guys for donating. I want to thank you guys for having fun. Wait, no, lol. No, no 5 minutes.
My throat is acting up.
It's at the end? Are you sure? Are you sure it's at the end? Because I'll keep going. On the cusp of a big thing. Are you sure? Are you sure? It's so close to the end? Okay, how close in minute form? Give me the minutes. It's happening? Are we really gonna... Well, it's less than 2 hours an hour? Yeah, I don't think I can make it an hour. 40 minutes left? I don't know. I don't think I can make it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. You're close to a big thing. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Grandma Sour has to go to bed.
Grandma Sour has to go to bed, so. Good night, everybody. I'm gonna send you somewhere nice, so. Stay tuned. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hold on, I have to save it before I forget. Save. Yes. Alright. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Otsuslash. Bye-bye. 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 Baka.